or the other.
All
You
right. All right. You want me to go ahead and get started, Paige?
please do.
Okay, well, hello everyone, and I am going to be letting people into the room at the same time. For those of you that may or may not know me, my name is Laura Evans, and my background is really on the professional side. I was an executive at some different companies like J. Crew, and then also the Walt Disney Company, and then president of a couple of very large network marketing companies. So I love this industry. I love this business. I am not ashamed of being in this business. I think it's an amazing way to create income and to help others be able to have an income as well. In my history, over 20 years of being president of a couple of different billion-dollar companies in the industry, I saw the real data. So not just what you hear from people, which is sometimes the hype, but I saw the real data. And that is why, by the way, so many times you hear of people or companies wanting to invest in or wanting to, they're curious about this industry of network marketing, social selling, affiliate marketing, whatever you want to call it. And that's because of the loyalty that is created in this model versus other types of models like retail or direct mail or anything like that. And also because of the growth that happens. And what I love about this model and this marketplace is that we can help a lot of people make an amount of money that could be substantial for them and very special for them. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how do you talk about the money? How do you talk about and approach the money? What are some of the facts and figures about the money behind the scenes with the compensation plan, which anything I share with you, you can basically figure out with a calculator. There's no secrets. But we're also going to talk about how do you introduce a new person to the business or help someone choose to want to be in the business? And then also, what do you do when they say yes? How do you onboard them? How do you get started? So we're going to look at a few different things. And let me just start off with some quick basic questions from you guys, just to get to know you guys a little bit better. What amount of money, drop it in the chat, what amount of money when you started in working this business, what amount of money was it that happened for you that made you think, oh, yes, this is really real. Like this company is really real and I can trust this company. And it might have been a weekly check that you got, or it could have been a monthly check. What was the amount of money for you that made you think, oh, I actually can make money at this? I mean, I know you may have, earned all different kinds of amounts. That's great. I love seeing this in the chat. I love seeing this in chat. So folks are saying the guarantee pay of $1,000, the me and three bonus, the making $10,000, which Paige has done, $7,000, which Jazzy has done, 1,000, like Helen, 500, like Laura Sabatos. Laura Sabatos is a friend of mine in Virginia, and within her first few weeks, she enrolled 5 people. Bailey's talking about focus on 5. Bobby's got $1,000. Focus on 5. Same. Yes, yes, yes. So a lot of times, just the fact that somebody gets a weekly check is confirming for them. But you can see that some of the main points I run into a lot of times, people say to me, well, I just have to know the whole comp plan. Like I need to understand the comp plan, or I want to be able to talk about the comp plan the way that you do. Well, the reason that I talk about the comp plan the way that I do is because I've built and designed over 20 years of comp plans. So the great news is you don't have to be me in order to understand what matters to them, because what matters to the person that you're talking to and that you're recruiting is not how much you know, it's how much you care about them. And it's the ability to paint for them that same little picture that you cared about. Like none of you said retiring or making a 6-figure income. But yet so many times you feel hampered, like you can't talk about money or you can't talk about somebody building a big business because you haven't done it. But everything that you guys said made a difference and made it real for you are things that you've actually done. So do you get that aha right now? Do you understand that what you need to know to be able to tell them how to do what matters to them is what you've already done? It's what you've already done. It's what you're familiar with. It was strategic here at Amare that we created a path for someone to be able to earn $500 in a very simple way and do it over and over again. Because in the last recession in 2008, 2009, the data showed that just $400 more a month coming in to the average household would have kept homes out of foreclosure. Who remembers all the foreclosures that were happening back in 2008, 2009, 2010? It was awful. It was crazy. Banks were shutting down. It was wild. Just an extra $400 would have made a difference. Do you know that most Americans right now, if they were to have some kind of emergency, like I am going to just mute everyone one time so that I get it all at one time. If someone was to have an emergency, they don't have enough in savings account, enough cash in savings account to cover like basic kind of emergencies that come up, a new refrigerator, or a child gets injured on a playground, or all of those different kinds of things. So in fact, last night, Bailey and Jazzy and I were doing an onboarding call with one of the newest people joining Bailey's teams. And when we talked with her about what matters, like what would be an important goal for her right now to hit, she talked about $300 to $400 range. So again, we have the answer to that sweet spot, and it's not complicated for you to explain. How many of you feel like you know how to explain focus on 5? Drop a 5 in the chat that you know how to describe focus on 5. All right, good. Okay, let me ask you guys this, because it'll determine kind of which way I lean into today. How many of you in the group here prefer boards or prefer link trees? Just drop boards or drop link trees in the chat. I just want to get a good feeling for who likes what. Boards, link tree, boards, link tree, boards. Okay, boards. Okay, it looks like boards are winning. I'm going to show you a little bit of both. You have all of these resources available to you. First and foremost, you have the Amare Builder, and the Amare Builder app is amazing. And I love that app because it's free. A lot of companies don't offer those kind of support tools free. So I'm always pointing that out to folks. But in addition to that, you've got a team that's created success tools for you. And most of those success tools, we can't put them in the Amare company app, but we have them in either boards or Linktree, and they work the same. They're just a different presentation, a different way to look at it. So I'm going to pull up boards here for a quick second, but I'll also pull up Linktree, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hang on one second here while I'm doing that, why don't you put in the chat, what do you think is the number one reason why you are not enrolling partners? I'll phrase it that way. What do you think is your block? What's your number one reason? What's holding you back from enrolling partners? Drop it in the chat and we'll make sure we cover those too. I have a very raspy voice today. I am kind of struggling here, but I will make it. I will make it for sure. So hang on with me. So let's see. All right. So here we're going to take a quick look at this is what the boards look like. This is Mental Wellness Warrior boards. I know Paige has a board. Sarah B has a board. They're all very similar. In this particular board, which all of you are welcome to have, let me see if I can send it to you here. Hang on just a second. When I have too many things open, it makes it a little bit more difficult for me. So let me drop the link here, not to confuse you, but here is one board that we have as a team that you can go to. So let's look at what some of your questions are. Some of the reasons are that lack of action. KO, what do you mean by lack of action? Do you mean lack of your action? Or Jazzy says, I'm not talking about business. Bailey says, scared to ask. Danielle says, not sharing enough of the business opportunity, lack of action and follow-up, just lack of getting in action. I'm not getting in front of enough people. Bobby says, Laura says, people say they lack confidence and more so time. Yes, scared to ask, don't know what to ask, who to say. My people are broke and don't want to invest. All right, So, and Paige says she's using my boards, Sarah Hines' boards, Sarah B's boards. Okay, so here I've got a section called Getting Started. And I'm taking you here for a reason. One of the reasons is, actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back for a second. Let's talk about prospecting business partners. Do you see that link here? Prospect business partners. That's going to be the folder we kind of hang out in. Let's just take a quick look at, and this is a graphic that is here for you that you could send to somebody or just remind yourself with as to what are the benefits someone gets by being a partner with Amare. Well, I didn't say it here, but first and foremost, I'm always talking about that they get to have a piece of the fastest growing market in mental wellness. They get to have, are they interested in having a piece of the fastest growing market in wellness, is what I say. The fastest growing segment in wellness, which is mental wellness. You get to have a piece of the fastest growing market segment in wellness, which is mental wellness. It's forecasted to be $1 trillion industry. So I'm painting that picture for them of how big it is. And I think most of you would say this is true. Most of the new people that I'm talking with who join us, and when I ask them why they joined us here at Amare, they said, because I like that it's the mental wellness company. How many of you are here because it's the mental wellness company? Drop it in the chat, mental wellness. Lead with that. Talk about the fact that somebody gets to own a piece of the fastest growing segment in all of wellness, in all of nutrition, in all of everything wellness. The fastest growing segment is mental wellness. That is the future. That is what everybody's talking about. And in addition to that, the emerging science behind the gut microbiome is the most trending emerging science that there is. So right away, I'm kind of painting that big picture for folks. But then when I get down to, here's what are some of the benefits, they receive the $10 off affiliate link. They earn 20% on first orders right away, weekly. Like, unlike some other companies where you have to qualify at a certain amount of, you have to be at a certain volume before you get paid. We don't. You can start right away and start earning 20% weekly. They earn up to 38% on customer orders. Building a team is not required for a partner either. They can still earn 38% on customer orders. I am trying to mute all the lines here. Hang on just a second. Let me look for, okay. So they earn $500 with just 5 new customers or partners, 100 PV subscribe and save order, earn commissions on customers referred by customers, and the customer earns a free product. By the way, those customers who refer customers, that counts for your focus on 5. When you're a partner and you have a customer that loves the products and they refer someone, you get the credit for your focus on 5. I always point that out to a new person, and they light up because sometimes finding partners feels hard for them too, but they feel like they could find customers and customers who get customers. We have monthly minimum rewards, up to $93,000 in rank advancement rewards. How many of you is that the first time you've ever heard that? We have up to $93,000 in rank advancement rewards. Where's that coming from? The Love Your Journey chart. The Love Your Journey chart is up to $93,000 in rewards. Everyone can qualify for the annual incentive trip. It's not limited to just the top, or it's not limited to the, it's not the way other companies do it. Like, other companies are like just top enrollers or whatever. We give everyone an equal opportunity to qualify. You earn on 10 levels, plus 2 types of compression and infinity. How many of you are familiar with compression? Compression means that when somebody you enroll drops out or isn't doing something, isn't active, then you get paid more. You get paid more on the people they enroll. And we have 2 types of compression. Not only do we do the standard compression, which most companies do, but we also say, as a reward for you rank advancing, if you have people on your team that are not at the rank to get paid on their entire group, then you also get paid on that group a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, unlimited number of times. Companies that don't have compression, I stay away from. And the reason that compression is important to me in a comp plan is because we know in this business that, just like Darren Kidd said, for any of you that watched Darren's presentation, if you didn't, it's amazing. It's fire. But Darren said, it's really easy to get in this business. I'm in. It's also really easy to get out. I'm out. And what's easy to get into, it's easy to get out of. And if you feel like you're looking around and you've got people on your team or your whole team that are doing nothing, welcome to the business. We are working with volunteers. That is not a reflection of you. That is not a reflection of them. That is not a reflection of Amare. It's just a reflection of people in general. People are in things and they're out of things, especially when there's a low level of commitment or expense requirement for them. So where this business, really comes together is you look at some of the leaders that have the largest organizations or the biggest checks, and they've got the most people that are doing nothing because they also have some people that are doing something. And so that is why compression matters in a compensation plan. Commissions are not capped. Some people are used to commissions being capped at companies. Commissions are not lost if your team outpaces you. See, what I'm doing here in this chart is I'm overcoming what they may have experienced somewhere else or what they may have heard about somewhere else. Like, I'm overcoming the objections before they have a chance to object. Earn 25% on product rewards. That's the subscribe and save rewards. Earn an additional $200 product rewards each month. That's part of the rank advancement rewards. No personal purchase required to earn commissions. Customer orders count for 100 PV. No monthly charges for resources. Free app to do business easily from anywhere. And I do want to give a shout out to Jazzy Will, the lovely leader. Jazzy Will here inspired me to pull this chart together for you guys. So if you like it, you can thank Jazzy because she was working on something similar. And then I just put it together in Canva and made it look pretty. So is that helpful? Do you guys feel that that's helpful to see a list of it? Bobby, it is in boards and it is also in the link tree. So if you look at the link tree, it's in there and it's in boards. Here's where it is in boards. It's in boards under, you go to boards, prospect business partners, partner benefits, affiliate benefits. Now, Bobby, I know you were studying a lot of this yesterday, and I updated some of this since yesterday for this call. I made sure I went back and tidied things up and updated. Let's just take a look at Linktree for an example. Here's Linktree. Linktree is basically the links that somebody needs to know, and that needs to be updated too because I've updated it this morning. Hang on just one second. So someone needs to know, it's a quick 1-minute welcome video from me. It's a getting started checklist, which we're going to talk about in a second. Download the free Amare Builder app, write your story, earn $500, which is focus on 5, earn double trip points to meet me in the Mediterranean. Hey, Bailey, one of the things that I forgot to go over on the call with Lisa yesterday is, do you guys know now in the Path to Paradise, anytime a new partner comes in their first 31 days as a partner, whether they're an upgrade, whether they're new, they get double trip points on their enrollments. Yes. So the reason for that is for urgency, because once you get a new partner, getting them started is what you want to do right away. So, and Bobby, I think I think that chart is here, partner benefits under resources on the link tree. So, so let's go back for a quick second and take a look at, let's take a look at a couple of other, by the way, I print these things out if you like to have paper, print this stuff out and have a little folder for yourself that is all the things I need to know about being a business partner. Now, let's jump over. We talked about some of the benefits of being a business partner. One of the main things is focus on 5. And I'm going to jump back over to Linktree for just a second because I just saw it there. So here is the Focus on 5 flyer that is in your Amare Builder app. And I also have it on Linktree and I have it on boards, but it's right there in your Amare Builder app. So if you ever feel nervous about talking to someone of how do they earn $500, it's right here. Send them this, send them the information. that we focus them on getting 5 new people, customers, or brand partners. And that shocks people. A lot of times people think, oh, it's got to be all brand partners. No, it could be customers, or it could be any combination. So especially in this industry, people are really pleasantly surprised by that. So there is that piece too. One of the other things that that I get asked a lot about are how do I reach out to somebody and talk to them about being a business partner? Well, here again, under prospect business partners in the boards is business reach out scripts. The business reach out scripts, honestly, I borrowed this from one of our fellow diamonds, Andrea Clark, because it's amazing. So one of the things that she did, and why this is so timely, guys, is this Wednesday, coming this Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, is our monthly Amare Live event. That's where we do an overview. The company does an overview of what we offer here at Amare, products and business. That's a great thing to invite people to. Ainsley Bondi, one of our fellow one-star diamonds here at Amare, she's going to be leading that with Mandy Escalin this Wednesday. And you know, the company always does a little something something for it. So this is a good time for you to fill your funnel and get people that could be interested in business. And I want to tell you this piece real quickly. And Paige does such an awesome job at this. Paige does a great job at this because she knows the power of sharing about the business, and she's looking for business builders. You can build a big business with customers. You'll build a bigger business faster with business builders, because then you're not building alone. You've got other people that are building alongside for you. And I learned this a long time ago. If you talk about products and product testimonials, you get customers. When you talk about vision, you get partners and builders. What is vision here at Amare? Vision here at Amare is we're the mental wellness company. We're part of the fastest growing segment in the wellness industry, which is mental wellness. You know, continuing to mention, like if you take a screenshot of us today on this call, talk about the community of the mental wellness company. You don't need to tag Amare in it. I wouldn't tag Amare in it. But you're constantly placing that you're doing a mental wellness business. So when other people watching think, man, I'm thinking about starting a business. What would I want to start a business in? Do I want to start a business in, you know, blockbuster videos, or would I want to start a business in something growing like mental wellness? Who do I know that's doing mental wellness? Oh, I know Kaylin's doing mental wellness. I saw her post the other day. So that's where you're constantly planting that seed, sharing success stories. And a success story, guys, is not, I earned $10,000 and bought a new house or bought a car or a yacht. That is so 80s. That is so gross. That's not what a success story is. A success story is, I earned $500 and I paid for my kids' little league baseball outfit, or I earned, $300 and I covered the cost of my investment in mental wellness products for my family of 4. I took travel out of my budget, out of my family budget. And instead I qualified and earned a trip. I earned an incentive trip. Those are the kind of things that you talk about when you are painting the picture of the vision. Talk about where the little things are what matters. It's not the really big things, because people tend to take themselves out of the big things. So when you share the big things, like I earned $10,000 or I bought a new house or I bought a car or whatever, people are like, okay, that's good for you, but that's not for me. But when you share the little successes, I helped someone on my team earn their first weekly check. Weekly check is something to talk about. You don't even have to talk about how much it is. Just talk about that someone gets paid weekly, because there's a lot of people that follow you that their only paradigm for multi-level marketing is a monthly check. They don't know that companies pay weekly. So you may spark an interest in somebody just by saying, I helped someone get their first check. I helped someone get their first weekly check. I helped someone earn $100 in a week. Now, of course, you've got to look at what, the company requires as the income disclosure link that you put in if you're going to say money specifically, but you can say, I helped someone earn a check without having to put in an income disclosure. So think about those kind of things as posts that you can do, stories that you can create around it. So here is the challenge that Andrea Clark put out. And I just use this over and over and over again because I love this script and I love this format. So create an engagement post. An engagement post is a color block post, or you could do a poll or a question or something like that. But usually it's a post, not a story. And I post it and then I share it to stories. What is your biggest stressor? Work, money, health, or family? Now, when somebody answers, you do what Sarah B taught us last week. You comment, and then you go back on day 2 and you heart or like their comments so that you keep it going. And then on day 3, you go back and thank everybody for commenting, how interesting the conversation was, blah, blah, blah. But in that, you go back to people and you follow up with them. I usually go back to people that answered it, and in private message, which is where all the work happens, I say something to them about, hey, I really appreciate you answering that question about what your biggest stressor is. Tell me more about why you said work was your biggest stressor. Tell me more about why you said money is your biggest stressor. Tell me more about why you said health. I just am asking them, tell me more about. And then when they tell me more about it, then I say to them, so what do you tell me more about that? What are you doing about that? Or I might even say, would you be open to hearing about another way to earn income? I'm not afraid if somebody says no. Like, I'm not trying to word it to trick them into anything. And if they say no, then I know I don't need to spend time talking with them. But every once in a while, somebody will say, yes, I'd like to learn more about that. And then you can develop the conversation with them. Here's an example of, especially if you are getting it from that leads from that post or your own lead list. All of us keep a lead list. I have a lead list that's probably up to about, I don't know, it might be about 115 people right now that are on my I would love to work with them list. And it could be people that sell insurance. It could be people that are chiropractors, like the person I'm going to be doing an event with tomorrow night. It could be someone that I know is really big in network marketing. But I will tell you this, most of the people on my lead list are people that want it and like business and like making money, not people that need it. People that need it have a tendency to always need. But people that want it are willing to do the work for it. So be careful when you're creating your lead list that you're not just putting people on there that need it. Do you know what I do with that list? I have a list of people that I offer scholarships to. So a list of people that I care about or that I love that can't afford it, but they want it. And then I use my product credits to be able to send a product to them or a gift to them. Sometimes I'll even go live and say, one of the things I love about my business is I get to offer scholarships of products to people. Who do you know that, could use some products around mental wellness? And then that leads me to conversations. And sometimes it leads me to conversations with people that want it and can afford it, as well as identifying somebody that maybe could use it. Who needs it. So you are the CEO of your own business and you get to do all of those things. But what Andrea does so well in her formula is, and this is perfect for leading up to Wednesday that you could do today and tomorrow, is in the next 24 hours, set a goal for yourself that you're going to reach out to 10 to 20 people. This could be people that are on your lead list. This could be people that respond to your engagement post. This could be people that are happy customers. Maybe they're happy customers and they're ordering, or maybe they're customers that are trying to afford more. And they're trying to figure out how they afford to keep their subscribe and save. You want to address the fear or perceived objection, why you hesitated to ask them. You want to say what you're asking, why you're asking, an authentic compliment of them, what's in it for them, what do you know they want or need, and how could they use the money, and reassure them that they will not be doing this alone, that we have systems to support them. And then lastly, and this is magic, use their name at the end and directly ask them to evaluate. Asking them to evaluate is a little softer than asking them to join or asking them to buy a pack. That's like going on the first date and asking to get married. Like, you don't reach out and ask somebody, hey, do you want to buy a launch pack? Like, that's way too fast. You want them to buy into the vision of what they're missing out on that's happening with the mental wellness movement, the fastest growing segment in the wellness space. So here's an example, and do it by voice text so they hear your voice, especially, the inflection of your voice. Hi, Tina. I hope you're well. I hesitated to send you this message because I respect you so much, and I would never want to do anything to strain our relationship. But I kind of feel like it would be selfish of me not to offer this to you. I've been doing a lot of research lately, and I found myself aligned with the first holistic mental wellness company. And I know how passionate you are about natural solutions for wellness. I remember you mentioned that you were looking for a simple way to make $500 a month by helping people with their mental and physical health. We train you on everything you need to know to be successful at this. I know you will let me know if this feels like the right fit. Tina, will you be willing to evaluate this? What do you guys think about that? Thumbs up? I mean, you guys think you could say that to somebody? So here's the next one. This is Tim. This is somebody that's an introvert who says, I'm not good at sales. And then here's what the script is. Hey, Tim, how have you been? I've been wanting to connect for a bit, but to be honest, I've been hesitant. I know that you said you're an introvert and you've said that you could never do sales. I felt like that too. I also know that you've been looking for different opportunities to create income and scale back from the work that you're doing at your job. You may have already seen that I work with Amare Global, a mental wellness company. The really cool thing is you can do this online, and we have amazing training on marketing and sales. You could learn how to do this even as an introvert like me. If you are open, this would give you an option to replace your income and to scale back your time at work like you were looking for. I bring this up to you because I see how much you serve in the community. And here at Amare, we are all about love and service. Mission is really big here. I think it may be a win-win for you, but I know that you will honestly tell me what you think. Tim, will you evaluate Amare? And then I put a line in here to remind you guys, you are with the fastest growing company and the fastest growing team. So have that posture, have that confidence when you're reaching out to folks. I got to take a sip of water, something here, happy juice here. But tell me what you guys are thinking about. What do you think about that script? Have you used that script before? Like the script, heartfelt, so you, yes, Helen. And that's from Andrea Clark. I give her credit for those. Do we have a build your list recorded call? No, I don't have a build your list, I think, recorded call. Yesley, that's a great question, but I will show you this. I have here in getting started, I have a who do you know memory jogger, building your list memory jogger. So that is right there in the boards in getting started. And I'll share the link with you right here in the chat. And a lot of times when I am working with a new person, and we're going to talk about onboarding here in a second, a lot of times I'll go through with them the who do they know. I try to, these days, most people are doing things on social media, and that's where they're attracting people. So I try to do a balance of, like, I'll ask somebody, where do you think, who are the partners that you want to build this with? Like many of you that follow Sarah Hine, you've heard her teaching. Who do you want to be in the canoe with? Who are people that you would love to build this business with? When you think about building this business, who comes to mind for you that is experienced or entrepreneurial or open to business opportunities? Who wants to support you? Who are people that want to support you? Who comes to mind for you? And what I tell that new person is, get me in front of that person as quickly as possible. Because what a new person wants to do, how many times have you guys heard this? And if you have, drop a heard it in the chat. Well, I want to get started, but I need to just learn a lot about the products. I need to learn, like, what's going on with the products. I need to learn the compensation plan. Like, that's the number one go-to. that most people say when they're new and they first get started. How many of you have heard that, right? Well, the reason that they say that is because they want to lead with credibility for their people, and they don't want to give the wrong information. They don't want to mislead someone. So the way to overcome that objection for folks is to say to them, hey, I totally understand that you want to learn about the products and the compensation plan. Here's what the good news is. The good news is that you're with me. You're on a team. You're with Bailey. You're with Jazzy. You're with Bobby. You're with the team that's going to help you, because we know all of those things, and you're going to learn on the job. You're going to learn as you go, more than you would ever learn if you just sat down and studied something. So speaking of that, let's jump to how to start someone, how to onboard someone. Do you guys feel like is there anything that I didn't cover about, maybe why somebody would want to become a brand partner? Before I jump into onboarding, let me also show you some more resources here. I have a list of affiliate benefits. Now, I've done my best to update that for the new affiliate program, the Amare X program. But if I'm missing something on it or it doesn't look right, the main thing to know, guys, is that affiliates, like they said, are people that have over 10,000 followers, because they're not earning Me in 3 or Power Bonus or Focus on 1. I mean, Focus on 5. They're not earning any of that stuff. I got all of them confused. But they earn a little bit more on the first order as they go, and they don't earn on the second order as much. So you really want to be sure that the affiliate person is a customer getter before you put them into that bucket, because if they are not really a big time customer getter, they're going to miss out on some of those other things like Focus on 5, etc. So I did put that in there if you need it. I also put a launch pack comparison. I got all kinds of launch pack stuff here. So the launch pack comparison shows you what are the 5 launch packs we have here at Amare, and what is in it for the person that's buying it. I need to update it because I said digestive and kids calm from last month, and what is in it for the person that's enrolling them. And then the column in yellow, because anytime we do like an Amare Live event and we do 20% off, it's 20% off launch packs too. And you could upgrade someone to that. So I did a adjustment for you of what does it look like 20% off launch packs. And like I said, I'll go back in and update what the free products are. They always get free shipping, but you know what I'm talking about with the tiered promotions. I also did these pretty little graphics of what does it look like 20% off. What does it look like regular when it's not 20% off? So you've got all these graphics at your fingertips. So just remember, Amare Builder is all the company graphics. Amare, the boards that we have, and the link tree are the things that I usually, our team creates for you. Here is the Amare compensation plan chart. I know my friend Raquel loves this chart. She and I think a lot alike, and I have to process things at a glance. And this helps me because when I'm onboarding a new person and I'm coaching an existing person and we're talking about what are their goals, where do they want to get in terms of earnings, I go to the left side of this chart, estimated earnings, and then I go across and say, okay, this is what it needs to look like. And by the way, this is what you get when you do that. So it shows you the subscribe and save rewards that they get, the love your journey rank rewards. By the way, that is where I get 93,000. If you added up everything in that column, you'd get $93,000. And then path to paradise points that you get for I don't count enrollment. I'm talking about rank advancement there. But it has, what you need to know. And I guess it's updated. Brand builders, just 1,000, and OV doesn't have a leg requirement. So that's updated there. So that's where a lot of times, guys, honestly, people will say to me, what do you show somebody? I get this question a lot. People say to me, I got somebody that's interested in the business and they want to know about the comp plan. What do you send them? The first thing I do is I ask them, what do you want to know? Because I might send them something that they don't really want to know. And I want to be very, precise with what I send them out of respect for their time. So what is it that you want to know? Do you have a certain goal in mind? Do you have experience with compensation plans? Usually somebody that says to you, I want to know about the comp plan, has experience with compensation plans. So I like to get under the hood of what do they have experience with before I shoot things off to them, because I can overcome their objection before they look at something. Like they might say, well, I want to know if I get paid on my own orders. Okay. Or they might say, I want to know if, how deep does the plan go? Or they might say, I want to know if there is, commission, compression on it. I'm interested in what they want to know so that when I send them something, I can point it out to them. So you guys know me, I'm a question asker. Almost anytime somebody asks me a question, I ask them a question back so that I can be more precise about whatever information I'm sending them. I might send them the 8-minute video, the 8 ways to earn video. It's a short video, the 8 ways to earn video from Amare Builder, or I might schedule a call with them to really talk through the compensation plan with them. In the Amare Builder app, the company uses my training that I do on the Amare compensation plan overview. It's a training. It's like a 20-minute video. And we also have how to earn $500 right away training video in the Amare Builder app that I teach, that I do. It's me training it. So you guys can even tell people, hey, that's our upline. That's our leader. She does this training for the whole company. And you can leverage that for what kind of team you're marketing that people get to join when they're joining you on your team. This is also a chart that once somebody usually gets started, I use this chart like printed out as a cheat sheet for me all the time, so that when I'm looking at goals or answering questions or at month end, when I'm helping people get to the next rank, I can really focus on what's in it for them. What are they going to get when they get this next thing? Like you're going to get paid on 6 levels, or you're going to get paid on an extra level than you are right now, or you're going to get an extra share. How many of you know, because I know that we run into this, for folks that are, let's say, silver, gold, and platinum, and it is beyond their minimum monthly rewards, the ways that they can make that money up, I teach, is through promoting new brand builders. How many of you knew that at silver, gold, and platinum, you earn an extra $50 every time you help somebody be a brand builder? An extra $50. How many of you know that the team bonus for me and 3 is an extra $250? When you help 3 people on your team earn me and 3 bonus on reorders, it doesn't even have to be new people. It could be reorders. You pick up an extra $250. That's $300 right there that you could be adding to your check, even if you're beyond the minimum monthly rewards, an extra $300, even if you didn't enroll a brand new person, even if you didn't do Focus on 5 or enroll a brand new person, there's $300 there. Plus, if you did Focus on 5, you pick up another $500. That's $800 that you can pick up just from some of those little things that are in our comp plan. That's a little tangent, but we'll go through that. So let's talk a little bit about onboarding. Let's get into onboarding, about how to do that. Let's jump over to, getting started. So getting started with onboarding, there's a couple of ways that I handle this with folks. First of all, I encourage, when you enroll a new partner, and you know whether they are ready to walk, run, or sprint. Like, let's be honest here. We know if somebody's joining as a partner just because they want to make us happy. Anybody ever have that happen? Am I the only person that has people join as a partner just because maybe they want me to shut up? Or whether they really see the business and they want to get started. If they are really seeing the business and they want to get started, it's a good idea to put them in a chat with who your enroller is. And if your enroller is not active, then go to the next person up, and go to the next person up and do a small chat. It could be a text, or most of the times it's a Facebook chat. where that person gets to meet that other person, and we get to encourage them, but we also can share some information with them, and then maybe even do a phone call with them to help them get started. You guys may have heard Amanda Cooper teach about launch chats. That's what she's talking about. She's not talking about that there's, something that you tag people in. A launch chat is a small chat with the new person, the person that enrolled them, and somebody else in the lineage to help support them. Here is, I love Linktree for onboarding because the Linktree is just so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not, it's not that overwhelming. And that's what it looks like here is Mental Wellness Warriors. We also have one for customers, by the way, that's called Customer Welcome. It's got a short video from me. It's got the getting started checklist. We're going to talk through these things in just a second, but let's go look at on boards. It's under getting started very conspicuously. So where do you start someone? At getting started. This is what the customer link tree looks like with all the information that supports them. And this is what the partner looks like. Here's the Amare checklist. Here's a 7-day launch following. Here's a story blurb for them to create. Here's those business reach out scripts. Here's how to create shopping cart links. Here's a daily activity list. And here's the who do you know. So let's take a look at the Amare checklist. I would really encourage you guys to go ahead and print this out if you want. Have it handy. I usually tell the person that's enrolling to just go through this on their own. It is so self-explanatory. What is their account email? What is their password? What is their ID number? Like, I literally don't have to sit and go through every question with them. Make sure they know who you are, how to reach you, who's the diamond leader, and the phone number and the email. Show them how to get to their back office and encourage them on their own time to go take a look at these things. You might even show them, if they're a real, go-getter, you might show them the rank meter and what that looks like. The Path to Paradise tracker, where that is, the Me in 3 tracker, the Focus on 5 tracker for them. Make sure they download the Amare Builder app. I tell them, look for these videos, go watch these videos. I mean, it only takes like a few minutes each. Then start earning. Go for $500 with 5 new customers or partners on Happy Juice, for example, because 90% of our sales are Happy Juice. Earn 20% on each new enrollment weekly. Double trip points on new enrollments in the first 31 days. How to reach customer service. There's the information. Get connected. Here are the link trees. Here is the Facebook groups. Here is the team meeting call that happens. So there is that kind of information for them. And then you could tell them about, hey, this Wednesday, we've got a special call coming up, or every Thursday, Dr. Lindsay Elmore does a science call. You could kind of, talk them through some of that. Most of what I do on an onboarding call is really around asking questions for them. And I did not create like a document about this, but I probably will if you guys want it. I'm going to read from it here. So if I'm blocking the share screen, that's why. So what I usually am doing is I'm asking the person, I usually like to look, when I start a new person, I like to look at their, and here, I'll see if I can share screen, and I'll just share this with you. And maybe you could take a screenshot of it. Hold on a second. Let me stop this share and share the other one. Okay. Onboarding format. There you go. So you could take a screenshot of it if you want to. So, so I usually take a peek at their Facebook and their Instagram prior to the call, just so that I can get a feel for how experienced are they. And I got an idea of what level, they're at and I'm working with. I welcome the new person. I congratulate them on their decision to build the business. And by the way, guys, most of the time I do this as a phone conversation or a Zoom call with them, but sometimes I do this purely in chat with voice text because some people are too busy. And by the way, their ability to get on a call with you is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of how serious they take it. So if they do not want to get on a call with you, or they're too busy to get on a call with you, just keep moving on. Make sure they've got the information and love on them where they're at. But you can't bring a horse to water and make them drink. You can bring them to the water, but you can't make them drink. So if they're too busy to get on a call with you, they're probably going to be too busy to build the business. But that's okay. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. And if you can get them on the call, then that's what I do. Welcome the new person. Get to know them. Ask them to tell you about themselves, their background, where they live, what they're interested in, why they're interested in Amare. Let them answer. Ask them if they've tried the products. What did they love the most and why? Then do an intro of yourself. Here's my story, why I came to Amare, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you are doing an onboarding call with someone you personally enroll, you can probably skip some of that because you already know that about them and they already know that about you. That's what got them to join. But sometimes you've got another person doing the call with you, like an upline, and that's the way that you would handle it. What questions do you have for us? What questions do you have for me? I like to get all of their questions out. Like they might say, well, I want to know more about me, how to earn $500. Or they might say, I want to know more about what product to recommend for what. And I just write the question down. I want to get all your questions. That's a really good question. I'm going to make sure we answer all your questions. What's the next question? Because I said this to Jazzy and Billy yesterday. They will ask questions that's kind of like popcorn and you'll be all over the place, but you're going to want to answer questions like a cake. So I don't just randomly answer questions. I like to get all of their questions out and then answer the whole picture for them instead of just randomly answering different things. I ask them, tell me more of what you're thinking about building the business. Do you see yourself walking or running or sprinting? A lot of the times when we talked about why they were interested in the business, I had an idea of what kind of money they wanted to make. Like they wanted an extra few $100s for their kids' sports, or they want to be able to leave their full-time job. Then I paint the picture for them of, I've never heard anybody say anything to me, like even somebody come to me and say, I want to earn $100,000 a month. And I've had people come to me and say that. Then I always say, yes, that's possible. And I can show you how. Let's start at the beginning. And then guess what I start with, guys? Focus on 5. I start with focus on 5. Not complicated. Let's talk about how to get your first $500. You can do this in the next couple of days, or you could do it in a week, or you could do it in the entire month. Like I paint the picture for them, especially somebody that's got big goals. Well, you can knock this out in a day if you want. Because big goals require big action. And then I, work with them on the plan. Like I said, tell them what it looks like. Here, focus on 5, can be customers or partners, available each month to everyone. Customer referrals count as enrollments. And then I remind them about the double trip points that they're earning for new enrollments. And then we usually talk about, where are you going to find people? So, where do you think you will find people? You will find people that are interested. And I let them tell me. They might tell me, oh, I want to do it on social media. Or they might tell me, I hate social media. I want to do in-home events. Or they might tell me, I want to reach out directly. I've got a strong lead list and I know exactly who I want to reach out to. I'm going to lock myself in a room, make phone calls, give me the script. I let them lead what it is that I give them based on what they said, because why am I going to tell someone that is no longer engaged in social media that that's the only way to build here? That's not a good idea. So I let them lead me to how they think they're going to find people. And then I provide what resources we have that plug into that. And we also go through, I send them the checklist. I make sure they go through the checklist on their own time, but I just basically scan it with them. And then I like to give them one within the next 24 hours kind of assignment. Within the next 24 hours, based on what they said, I might say to them, let's do your engagement post where you ask about the stressors, like the 7-day launch or the 7-day launch post, where you do post 1. Or I might say to somebody that is reluctant about social media, I might say to them, let's get your story blurb written down. Let's get it down, what you're going to say about you and about why you're here. And again, that story blurb script is there in several different places on Linktree, also in the boards. And I'll help them write it, or I'll ask them, why don't you go take a shot at it and send it to me? If they are willing to put in the work, then I keep showing up. But if they are not willing to put in the work, then I stop showing up. I'm not going to chase them. I'm not going to beg them. I'm not desperate. We are the fastest growing team in the fastest market of wellness. I got other people that need me. You've got other people that need you. But a lot of times we have a tendency to smother that recruit. And we think that if we just smother them with information and attention, that it'll make them show up and do something. And that's just not real, guys. I mean, you can present to them, here is the way to do it. What can I do to help you? But then they've got to show up and get engaged and interested in showing up and doing it. And then you can walk alongside them. So I know that we are almost at the time for today. Has this been helpful? Do you have any questions that I haven't covered here? We're not seeing all of that in the boards app on our phone. I see some of that, but not all of it. I don't know why. And you're on the Mental Wellness Warriors board? I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why. I see it when I go to the mental wellness board on my phone as well. I'll double check it. But I'm not sure why you wouldn't be seeing it. Maybe try to go out and go back in or something like that. Tina's saying that board only allows 3 active boards on a free plan now. So I don't know how many active boards you guys might have. A lot. Is there something that you saw on boards that you really would using Linktree be better for you and more convenient for you? I mean, I'm seeing everything on my boards that I'm seeing on my laptop. So I'm not sure why. So maybe it has to do with something that boards changed. So I'll let you guys figure that out. I don't know where else to put it, but it is in Linktree, and Linktree doesn't have a limit on it. So pretty much everything we went through is also in Linktree. You've got the getting started checklist. You've got the information about the Amare Builder, which I love because they can just click there and download Amare Builder, write your story blurb, how to earn $500, the daily activity checklist, the boards link. It goes step by step. Instead of just taking them to the 7-day launch post on the Linktree, here's post 1 you do. Here's post 2 you do. It just goes step by step by step for them. It only shows them that post. It's got the who do you know. It's got all of our social media training, what products to recommend, how to change, subscribe, and save. Here's a graphic of how to create cart links, a video on how to create cart links, how to earn money right away, the corporate call schedule, the community groups, the recording of Hip and Jared, the partner benefits, affiliate benefits, how to earn $75 to $200 in product rewards, the minimum monthly reward chart, which is also in Amare Builder, the rank advancement rewards, love your journey, comp plan at a glance chart. That one's there too. And a compensation plan overview. So a lot of, I think, what you might need for a new person comes from there. If there's something that you felt like I covered on boards and you can't see it on boards and you want me to add it to Linktree, just let me know, or we'll see if you're using Paige's boards. Let's get it added to Paige's boards. So you guys just let her know and we'll figure it out one way or the other. What questions do you have before we wrap up? Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, guys. Thank you. I love you. Thanks for building this mental wellness movement with us. We are doing big things together. Love you guys. Bye.